Over the last few months, a name keeps popping up online.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
I'm Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate's back.
Who is Andrew Tate? Like, how did he?
Aggressive Andrew Tate, controversial and biased. One and only Andrew Tate.
A man who seemingly came out of nowhere is now the most talked about and the most Googled person. This man is Andrew Tate. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying the dominance that he has over social media. So this is the story of Andrew Tate. Tate was born Emery Andrew Tate III in Washington, D.C. at Walter Reed Army Hospital, December 14, 1986. His father, Emery Tate, was an accomplished chess player who was given the title First Black Grandmaster. But he didn't have much money from his chess success. He struggled to make ends meet and had to work minimum wage jobs.
Our dad was a fucking G.
But chess pays zero. Our dad was the fucking man, and he taught us everything I needed to know about being a man. But he never had any fucking money. Dad was the man, but he never had a fucking penny.
A month. Our father was a professional chess player, driving from chess tournament to chess tournament in a Pontiac Sunbird. Sometimes he won, sometimes he lost. A lot of the time he slept in the car. Had a couple thousand here maybe, but then he had to play chess with it for the next 3 or 4 months, driving across America from California to New York in a busted up Pontiac Sunbird, playing chess and winning games.
Andrew also played chess from a young age and was in a few competitions as a child. Even to this day, Andrew still regularly plays chess.
And I was a professional chess player. I was on my path to being a professional chess player. At the age of 5, I was the state chess champion for Indiana, and I was the best ranked player under the age of 10, and I was on my way.
From the time Andrew was born, his father was training him to be a strong man, teaching him life lessons that would help him all throughout his life. His father also started training him for combat from a very young age. In Andrew's words, he said, "I learned to defend myself soon after I could walk. Long before my first punch into a pillow, I learned balance, how to step backwards after being pushed gently in the chest. Dad made a game of it, a game which ended in the savage shove across a living room, sending me into a traumatic backpedal. I stopped myself with my head 1 inch from cracking into the wall. That was the final test." At age 4, Andrew took second place in a wrestling championship for kindergartners. But a few years later, his family moved to England, leaving his father behind. His first job was at a fish market, where he carried containers of frozen fish into shops.
I finished school. I did go into a family business. My uncle had a fishmonger's, and I used to carry boxes of ice and boxes of fish from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. for 40 quid a day. In the cold, heavy boxes of fish. That was it.
Growing up was not easy for Andrew. He lived with his younger brother, sister, and single mom. While living in Luton, England, he said him and his brother were teased for their American accent. So Andrew had to learn how to talk smarter than the bullies. Andrew's mother also enrolled him and his siblings in self-defense classes when they lived in England. When Andrew was about 17, he started practicing martial arts and boxing. And in 2005, when he was 19, he started kickboxing. Around this time, Andrew was on a small travel TV show, and you could still go on YouTube and see the whole thing. At the time, Andrew was employed selling TV advertisements, but that all changed in 2009. That year, he won the ISKA Full Contact Cruiserweight Championship in Derby, England, and was ranked number 1 in his division in Europe. Tate won his first ISKA world title in a rematch against Jean-Luc Benoit, having previously lost to Benoit by decision. In 2013, Tate won his second ISKA world title in a 12-round match, making him the world champion in 2 different weight divisions. Around this time, Andrew moved to Romania. Some say he moved to avoid sexual harassment allegations, but according to him, he wanted to live in a country where he could take part in its corruption.
Why do you choose to live there?
In Romania?
Yeah, but why there?
There's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. There's nothing left besides money and corporate agenda. And I like living in countries where, 1, there's some kind of moral fiber beyond the dollar, and 2, I like living in countries where corruption is accessible for everybody. I find it offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that...
Andrew became extremely wealthy by running a camgirl website with different girls from around the world that he met while kickboxing. Andrew said he was generating close to $1 million a week in revenue before paying the girls.
So I had these 5 girlfriends in these 5 different cities all around the world. And while I'm looking up remote jobs, in the corner, one of them little videos comes up, "Talk to live girls now." So I've never been a porn guy, so I didn't know how big chatting to girls on the internet was. So I clicked on this advert. There's some chick sitting there talking to dudes, bring money on one of these websites. And I was like, I wonder how much she's getting. So then I start looking into this webcam thing, and I realized these girls are making bank. These girls are making fucking money. So that was the plan. I was like, all right, cool. The girls are going to be webcam girls. We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week.
In 2016, Andrew was going to star in Big Brother 17, but was infamously kicked off after a video of him beating a girl surfaced.
Bitch. I didn't say the word listen. Did I say listen? Did I say listen? No. Look at the camera. Did I say listen?
But recently, a longer cut of the video came out and it was clearly proven consensual.
Turn around. Look.
You gonna do it again? Are you gonna do it like a man this time?
What do you mean like a man this time? I'm being called a woman beater all over the country.
Well, to me that was like a you need to do it like a real man. First stop taking a bell off.
So you were on you on Big Brother, and you got pulled out, kicked off, because of the sex video. Could you just talk?
Oh, that's not why I kicked off. Here's the real reason I got kicked off.
Okay.
So that video, that girl from the sex video, there's actually been, if you Google Andrew Tate's girlfriend, there's been articles since where she's gone to the papers and said that was all fake. So that's the first thing. So everyone goes, you're a woman beater. Well, the girl herself's come out and said it's fake. But then everyone goes, you paid her to say that. So you can't please these trolls. So I don't even bother refuting it anymore.
Andrew continued to build his empire by opening casinos in Romania and other businesses that he doesn't talk about. But what really made Andrew rich was his online course, Hustlers University, which he started in 2021. In his course, he teaches stocks, crypto, e-commerce, and basically how to make money. The course costs $49 a month and surprisingly has good reviews despite the fact it's clearly just another way for Andrew to get rich.
If you're sitting here and you just want money and that's all you care about, then you can join Hustlers University. I created Hustlers University. It's $50. Anybody can join, and we teach 18 modern wealth creation methods. None of the stuff you've heard of before. Modern wealth creation, whether it's decentralized finance, e-commerce, all these things, right? Stocks, options, etc. We teach modern wealth creation methods.
Andrew's recent internet fame might seem like it all came out of nowhere, but this is all part of Andrew's genius plan. He instructed thousands of his followers to post clips of him all over the internet. That way he could be internet famous without owning hardly any social media pages.
What's your biggest platform? I mean, just looked at TikTok. You haven't conquered there yet.
Haven't I?
How many followers you got?
I don't have an account.
It's a fake account that I'm looking at?
I don't have an account. I don't have an account.
That's what I was telling you, Dave. That's what I was telling you. You have people make the accounts for you, essentially, right?
There are thousands and thousands of new videos of me on TikTok per day, and I don't have a TikTok account.
This plan has been a huge success for Andrew. While everyone is talking about the controversy regarding the clips being posted, it's all a huge genius plan to direct traffic to his Hustlers University course. Although Andrew believes most of what he says, he's known to say controversial things to keep people talking about him.
Dorks. I will not have nerds as children. I refuse to have a nerd carry the name Tate. If my son is a nerd, one of us has to die, him or me, and I'll challenge him to mortal combat. I come home. My 4 wives are sitting there. They've seen on the news there's a new deadly contagion. Andrew, you need to wear a new deadly contagion. I pick up my sword. I am the commander of this house. I had a girlfriend, she was a vegan. I didn't know she was a vegan. Unfortunately, I found out. She said, oh, I'll never cook meat for you. I said, look, well, I'll be honest with you right now. We're gonna end up splitting up because you're living in my house and I'm paying the bills. And if I want steak, you're cooking it. That was a good 2-hour argument until she eventually cooked the steak. Of course she...
Besides Hustlers University, he also has a course called The War Room, which is for already wealthy people to take it to the next level. The course costs $5,555, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding it, leading people to believe that Andrew Tate is running a cult.
I started the War Room to basically put the feelers out there and attract a conglomerate of superheroes. It's kind of like Avengers. And if you don't have the money for the War Room, you can join HU, make the money, and then join. But the War Room will provide you with everything about the masculine imperative, the masculine life outside of money, and those things are actually far more important. So that's...
In reality, Andrew Tate is probably not running a cult. At least I don't think. I think he's just a very calculated man who's fixated on making money. And whether you want to agree with things that he says or not, there's no denying that he has a very impressive work ethic, and he knows how to flourish on the internet. Who knows what'll come of Andrew? Maybe he'll just fall off and fade into internet history, or maybe he'll build his empire even further. There's no way of telling now, but here's Andrew Tate in his own words.
You trying to keep up being like as viral as you are forever?
Or this is stage 1 of a 3-step plan. So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins. Conquest is continuing.
So this is just the beginning. Because like a lot of people are saying like you're gonna fall off soon. This is just your 15 minutes.
No problem.
What's your take on that?
That's fine.
What's next for you? Like, what are you planning on doing next?
Yeah, I mean, I've conquered the entire internet. That's done. I can still continue to do that if I so choose. Like, I can continue to conquer the internet. Like, losing Instagram doesn't change anything for me. And now the only thing left for me to do is just make lots and lots of beautiful children, and and raise them to have the same ideals I have. That's what's left for me. I mean, you're a bit younger than me, but at my age, you just have a bunch of children, you teach them the things you know, and you create a future generation. So there's future Andrew Tates. That's all there is for me to do.